I was appointed as head teacher about 7 years ago, and we really wanted to focus on the things that we felt would really improve our school. So two of the key areas we looked at was attendance and behaviour, and how we could reduce exclusions, because at that time exclusions were very high. So that took us then a strategic plan to look over a longer term. It's something we knew we couldn't resolve overnight. It's something we had to do over a long period of time. So we started by making sure the two focus areas were really well embedded in our development plan. And we took a long-term plan on this. So we looked at exclusions, how we reduce that. So we had a real focus, and we researched around. We took 6 to 8 weeks to implement a plan that we put into place with Ready to Learn. And that then really started to have an initial impact on behaviour around the school, and also reducing exclusion significantly. But we've continued that over a longer period now. It's over a significant period of time we've really started to reduce exclusions and improve behaviour. And it's really had a culture shift in the school. And with attendance, we did exactly the same. We looked at the longer term picture of attendance and said, right, how do we get to improving student attendance over a long period, not just overnight? It's got to be done over an extended period of time. So again, that was in our school development plan. That was a real strategic focus through the governing body. That was work that we did with the local authority. And we really then made sure that we took the whole school with us. So we took all staff with us, engaged staff fully. We made sure that our line management structures really focused on those two areas. And then we made sure that we continued to evaluate the progress that we've made, and then go back and make any changes to our planning if required. And that's a process that we've continued over the past 7 years.
Well, first of all, you've got to recognise that attendance is our #1 strategic priority. We have a relentless focus on the data and working with families and young people to counteract the barriers that they see about coming to school regularly. We've set ourselves high expectations, and we expect all young people to be in school 96% of the time. And then we support them thoroughly through an inclusion meeting on a Friday, where we talk about the individual barriers that they have, and put all the support agencies in place for them, and the localised support in school for them. Every fortnight we have a strategic attendance meeting where we work with the Education Welfare Service to identify young people who are not coming in, and we regularly submit EWS referrals in. We've done over 200 of those this year. We use the fixed penalty notice process in order to encourage young people who are not attending, but generally it's all about support. We've met over 100 parents this year, working up to 90% as a new government level for attendance, and tried to break those barriers down and work with the school. Well, in 2017, we launched our Ready to Learn behaviour programme and policy, and we use the policy to identify which young people need support, and we try and correct their behaviours and support them to engage with school, whether looking at their skills, whether working with outside agencies, using a firm and consistent graduate response, looking at our ALN support for each individual young person. On a Friday morning, we have an inclusion meeting where I bring every member of my team together, and we discuss and individualise our support for each individual young person. As a school, we try and only have half-day exclusions, and then encourage the young person to come back into school, work with the families, agree this next step forward and what support that they need in order to try and correct their behaviour, and that's been very successful. I think it's very important that for the young people to succeed, that you get the provision right. In school we have lots of provisions. We have an isolation room, an ACE room, we have a learning support base, we have an additional learning needs room. We've also recently set up a Key Stage 3 in conjunction with the local authority, an Inspire programme, which is an alternative provision for the young people in school, and we also have an off-site Aspire programme supporting our youngsters in Key Stage 4. Well, we work very closely with the local authority. Every Wednesday I meet representatives from the local authority to discuss behaviour and our graduated responses, and we have great support through the Manage Move process. Every fortnight I work very closely with the Education Welfare Officer to look at attendance. I work very closely with the governing body, the rest of the teachers in the school, and the parents, having weekly meetings to identify again the barriers that we face together as a community. Well, when I first joined the school 21 years ago, we had a culture that wasn't conducive to learning. In 2017 we devised a plan to introduce Ready to Learn, and we've had a big cultural shift now where the focus is all about learning. We were one of the highest excluders in Wales previously before implementing the system. Now we have a lowest conversion rate in Newport of 0.53, where we try and only use exclusions where they're absolutely necessary to protect the system of Ready to Learn and to create that good culture in the classrooms and around the corridor. Well, prior to COVID, we'd made significant gains in attendance, coming back with record attendance for our school at 92.4, which had come up from the low 80s over a long period. After COVID, obviously, there's been a significant number of challenges, but currently we are 2% above where we were last year and seeing a significant improvement in young people attending school.
I think the important thing is that we continue on our journey with our culture. The biggest significant thing that I think we've moved forward in the school is the culture of the school. We've seen significant improvements in attendance, behaviour. The results of the school academic results have significantly improved, and that's all come around from a culture shift. Those high expectations that we have around the school, and all staff have as well, this really feeds into the students and how they conduct themselves around the school. So it's a continued drive on those high expectations, and it's a continued drive on all the areas that will really make a difference in the school, and that's our daily focus and our long-term strategic focus for our school.